Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast, it's the darkest timeline. So, let's talk about the big issues, shall we? Going out? Is it really for me? For us? Is it for us? Is it? When your body finally rebels against you. People asking for help and advice. And the new setup. That's right, new setup. TV, movies, games of VR and the flat variety. It's all here. What more could you want? Before we get started, please do consider like, share, subscribe and comment. Leave a review where you can leave a review. Obviously the big one. Share that podcast around, people. Come on, share it. Share it. Right, let's get started. Here we go. This is CookieCast, the darkest timeline. Hello. How you doing? You all right? Oh, it's so late. I feel like I should have made a note to talk about how late it is. But it doesn't matter, obviously. You get this when you get this. So, download freely whenever you want, listen to freely whenever you want. So the time of day it is for me doesn't really matter to you. As is the way these days. Saddens me in a lot of ways, but if for any reason you are not doing okay at this point in time, I encourage you to reach out. You can reach out to anyone here at the podcast. And if you don't feel comfortable reaching out to us, then you can reach out to friend, family, work colleague, or any of the many services that are out there in the world who are all there to help you. There's absolutely no reason to feel like you are alone, because you're not. And sometimes it might feel like it, but you're not. So reach out to anyone here. We will get back to you. And if you don't feel like reaching out to us, just reach out to somebody. It's important. Can't stress that enough. It's really important. I do feel like I've missed a trick this week because time is a big subject in my life at the moment. The one thing I want to talk about right now is way down on my list. I kind of feel like I want to get it out of the way because it's really... Anyway, let's talk about other things first. So, I feel like I need a... anyway, I'll get to it. It's fine. I'll get to it. You ever have that thing where you're like, you're supposed to be doing something, you're supposed to be going out, or you're supposed to be spending time with people, or you're supposed to be meeting up, or, meal, drinks, whatever. All those, fun things. You're supposed to be doing all these things, and you just don't want to. Don't want to. And there's an aspect of it's not about any real part of it. It's not like you're like, oh, I don't want to go because I don't want to see so-and-so, or, oh, I don't want to go out because it'll be cold, or, oh, I don't want to go out because it's going to be expensive, or, oh, I really don't want to go out because... There's an element or an aspect where there's maybe a little bit of like, but I like staying at home, or, if you're one of those fortunate people that enjoys the company of either yourself or your significant other, like whether that's a factor, whether that's a thing. But do you ever have that thing? And do you have the worser version where if you go out you're gonna have a good time? Like, oh, so-and-so will be there. Oh, I haven't spent time with this person today. Oh, so-and-so. Oh, who's going to be there. Yet you still don't want to go out. The reason I ask, obviously, is I was faced with this situation. As I get older, although, my word, I've got to stop referencing my age. I think it's just like some sort of crutch. As I get older and I get further and further away from, going out in your 20s or even in your 30s, and it's going to be the best night ever, or, those kinds of things. As I get further and further away from that, closer and closer to, I don't know what you would call it, I find the concept of going out, that thing where you're 2 weeks away. Let's do so-and-so. Absolutely, definitely, 100%. Let's do it. Let's get it locked in. Let's lock it in now. And then a week later, you're like, oh yeah, I've got that thing on, whatever night, and and you talk to other people. Oh, I'm going out with so-and-so, doing such a thing, and then you enter into this radius of when it's actually happening, usually a day or two beforehand, and all of a sudden you go, oh wait, no, I don't actually want to go out. I don't want to leave the house. I don't want to be out on an evening. And it's not. Time is such a huge factor. Again, I wish I'd written something down, and now I wish I'd be able to either shit or get off the pot. Maybe I should write it down now, then talk about it, rather than just referencing it. But I won't. That thing of, you get to the end of your working day, and as a parent, your working day doesn't end when you stop working. No. You then got to do your other job, your more important job. And you do your other job, your more important job. And then you get to the end of that working day, and all you want is to relax, etc., chill out, unwind. Or the word decompress, that was the one I was thinking. You're just I need to rapidly do all of those things as quickly as humanly possible, because I'm going to do it all again tomorrow. So you've got that. But then you're faced with this thing, and this thing is, well, actually, you now got to go and do something else, and you've got to put something on, and you've got to put another face on. So, what am I getting at? Friday night. For weeks, nay, months, me and, quote unquote, the guys were arranging a get-together. And it was one of those, because we were all gung-ho for it. It was, one person had offered up their house, and one person had offered up, an activity, and one person was like, oh, we could also do this, and, oh, we could maybe do that, and let's do it on this day, and then there's me, I'm really sorry, guys, I can't do that day, and it went on and on and on until we accidentally stumbled on a day that just so happened to work for absolutely everyone. And it was like, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's finally happened. We found a day that we can all do. It's a miracle, and other such phrases. So there we are. And it gets closer and closer and closer. And then, I don't think it was a week. I don't think it was a week, but in a weird way, it feels like a week. I'm going to say 2 weeks out. Plans are changed for me personally, not for anybody else, just for me. my parenting situation changed, and I was like, guys, I can't believe it, but I'm the one that's going to have to say I'm unable to attend. Now, this, I will hold my hands up and say this. This was way before the I don't want to go out kicked in. Way before. At which point, everybody piped up with, well, it's okay, because if you're still free at this time, we weren't even getting close to being there until, later. I'm like, oh, so it turned out I was going to be one of the first there anyway, even if I'd have left late. It's like, oh, right, okay, well, if everyone's still cool with that, then sure, let's do it. I think I made it to 2 days out, and I was like, I want to go out. I'd had a busy week. Now, again, like I say, I keep referencing, I will say this. This week is the absolute busiest week I think I could ever possibly have. And it's Monday today. This time next week, I'll be saying, holy fucking shit balls, what a fucking week. I have got next Monday off work. Some of you who may or may not listen to other podcasts on the network might know why that is. But between now and then, yeah, I'm not 100% sure I'm going to make it. Last week was like a diet version of this week. It was super busy, super intense. I had some proper Billy bullshit things to have to deal with. Stuff that I was like, I just don't want to have to fucking deal with that. And then you got to go out. And I'm absolutely holding my hands up. I spent an entire day going, I don't want to go out. I don't want to go out. I don't want to have to go. I don't want to have to deal with it. I don't want to do it. And I know that this hasn't been sorted, and that's a reason to not go out. All of that nonsense. So I was like, well, there's not much I can do. I'm not going to cry off. As it was, I left a little bit late and I went out. And I was doing a little bit of taxi duty and all this. We get there. And of course, lovely evening. Got to see people, some people that I don't see much of these days, even though I still see them a lot these days. Weird thing to say. But actually spending social time with people that I don't really see a lot. Was out late. I don't know when the last time I could possibly say that would be. But yes, out late. Not on a school night. It was on a not school night, so it didn't matter. Got home late. Went to bed late. Got up early. Terrible combination, if I'm honest, but there you go. Yeah. There was a point where I was moaning to Leanne, not like me. I was moaning to Leanne, I was like, I don't want to go out, because she'd made some reference to the fact I was going out. I was like, I don't want to go out. And she was like, yes, but you know full well that when you go and you're out there, you're going to have a good time, you're going to enjoy it. I was like, oh, I absolutely am aware. I've absolutely gone through all that in my head. And I know full well that I'll definitely have a good time. And people I enjoy spending time with. All of them I enjoy spending time with. It's not about that, though. It's about everything else. I went to work this morning. Somebody said, how was your weekend? And I held up my fingers like this and I went, that was slower than my weekend. My weekend evaporated. 1 minute I'm at work, the next minute I'm at work. I'm pretty sure there was supposed to be something in the middle. This is a theme. Go back a couple of weeks. There was a point in time where I was like, I had a Sunday off. It was strange. And it kept happening. And it kept happening. Your boy got used to it. That was the problem. Your boy got used to it. And then all of a sudden, there's me booting up the PC, thinking, get the PC rocking, get a little game action going. Everyone else is busy. Yeah, boy. No. 3 minutes, maybe. That was it. That was it. On a day where I had nothing. All plans were cancelled. No football. My daughter wanted to go swimming. Then she didn't want to go swimming. I'm like, this is the fucking best. This is the best. I am off the clock. Leanne and my youngest daughter were going out. Me and my son, I know if he gets in the house, it's just full scale wrecking crew. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is going to be fucking great. I'm going to get the PC on. I'm going to play some games. I bought some games. Like, I got a cheap bundle. I paid like £6 for 6 games. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to play some games. It's going to be fucking awesome. Fucking brilliant. 3 minutes. There was a point where I said, I best go and walk the dog because I'm already late. That was the day. That was the day. Gone. That was the point where I went, I can't go to work tomorrow. There we go. That was it. All done and dusted. My arm hurts. So, funnily enough, speaking of my arm hurting, last week, part of the reason that I had such a tough time last week, he says, taking a drink mid-sentence, my freaking body decided to start rebelling against me. Now, you guys know, the big dog goes hard in the paint. I don't know where all these terms are coming from. I don't know if I like it or not. But yeah, I go hard. You know this. You guys know. I go hard. Running, climbing, working out, walking the dog. You know how I roll. And I know, you know, there's a part of me, a genuine part of me that's like, I'm not doing enough. Honestly, that is a true 100% belief. I'm not doing enough. You know, sometimes I run twice in a day. And those are sometimes on days where I do other things. I think there was a day. Was it last week? I think there was a day I got on the treadmill 3 times. That didn't include walking the dog twice. Now that's a lie. See, I exaggerate. That is a lie. The reason I was on the treadmill was because I couldn't run outside. And because I couldn't run outside, because it was absolutely shitting it down. And I didn't walk the dog in the morning. I walked the dog in the evening. So 3 treadmills and a dog walk. On that day, I will have also worked out. And on that day, I will have believed that I wasn't doing enough. That's how the mind works. So, I go hard. Few things about it. Number 1, Christmas came and went. For Christmas, I got a couple of gifts. I may have bought one of them for myself. The other was an additional piece of equipment for the gym. It was very expensive. And I swore that I was going to make the most of it. So, new year, new me, all that bollocks. No, I was new Christmas, new me. I've got this equipment and I want to do justice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to increase the weight on absolutely everything I do. I'm going to suck it up, stop being a little girl, get on with it. That's not an insult to little girls. Little girls are tough. I have little girls and medium girls and bigger girls, and they're all tough as fucking nails. Like, sometimes I look at my son and I think, why can't you be like them? Anyway, so I've been working hard in the gym. I've been working hard. Running. I had a series of personal bests, and because I had a series of personal bests, you know what comes the other side of the personal best. It's nothing. Because if you set a personal best and then you just kind of like carry on with life, you're not going to set a personal best every time you walk out the door. And before long, you're not setting any bests. And then it's just, yeah, you did a fucking run. Well done. So running was in a place where I was trying, but then I wasn't trying to kill myself. Then I was like trying, but then I wasn't trying to do too much, etc., etc., etc. Climbing's been a thing. Like I was like, I'm gonna work really hard, and I'm gonna try really hard, and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it. And the people that set all the climbing routes were like, no, you fucking ain't, bro. You are gonna go backwards. How about that? And the setting has been so insanely difficult. It's impossible to get anything going. But I will say this. Tried a super difficult one the other day with a lot of help from a lot of the people, and I got something going, just a little bit of something. But if I'm honest, I felt like they thought I couldn't do it. So the way that they were helping me was like, "Oh, go on, you can do it," knowing full well I couldn't. So there was a little bit of that. I'm gonna fucking show you. The short version is, I think there's a part of me that thinks I work hard. There's a part of me that thinks that I could work harder, and there's a part of me that thinks I work too hard. Every now and then there's that, oh, maybe I should take it easy kind of bullshit. So, last week, I'm going hard. I'm getting after it. I'm working. I'm watching a lot of, fitness videos about like really, slow movements and put it under tension, and the last one should hurt, and all of this. I'm following it all. Monday, Tuesday, standard. Tuesday is an issue because it's leg day. Leg day has been kicking the shit out of me for weeks at this point because I'm pushing it. I'm just pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. So Monday, Tuesday, whatever. Monday's chest and triceps, if you need to know. And chest and triceps is very much like me, like lying on the bench, just really trying, really trying. Tricep side of things, all right. I don't mind the tricep stuff, but the bench stuff's got real fucking hard, and it's never been easy. But you gotta keep pushing, push forward, keep pushing, keep it going, keep it moving, all of that. Like I say, tricep stuff, fine. Leg stuff, hard, harder, but it's legs. Simple as. Wednesday rolls round, and I'm like, I don't know what I've done. Like, I feel like achy, just really, really achy. Now, in my world, for 20... No, try again. 30 years. If it aches, it's good. That's a good thing. It's a good sign. That was what I was taught. If you ache, it's good. It means that like you've done what you were supposed to do with the workout from the day before, and now your body is trying to heal. And as the time's gone on and the years gone on, it's always been like, get as much protein as possible. Okay, I can do this. So protein, here we come. So off I go, all about the protein. By Thursday and Friday last week, parts of my body started seizing. And it'd be like, I'd get out of bed and it's like, oh, this arm doesn't work. But it's okay, because neither does the other one. And like, when you're in that kind of pain and you're all like hunched and you've pulled your arms in close and you're like, oh, I don't like this, I don't really like it, how it hurts, And it wasn't going away. So Thursday, painful, stiff, aching. Friday, painful, stiff, aching. Couldn't get it going. Couldn't get it to go. I'm like, I'm having protein left, right, center, up, down, everything. 200 grams of protein in the rearview mirror. I'm just protein up the wazoo. And it's just... So Friday, I was going out. Now, you know what it's like. You go out, you go around someone's house, you have a bit of a thing. Some point food gets mentioned, takeaway, almost inevitable. Great. I don't eat takeaways. I am in a camp of, you want a takeaway? I'll have some chips. I'll have a cheesy chips. Throw some jalapeno poppers in there. And it even got mentioned. Oh, you want some cheese chips or jalapeno poppers? I'm like, I'm good. I'm all right, thanks. There's a weight issue. There's an understatement for you. But it just wasn't a day for me to be having that sort of stuff. So I was like, look, I'm fine. Also, I've been having such massive protein heavy meals that I'm like, is the thing I want to do really throw a load of carbs, a load of fat at this broken, fucked up body? No, I need protein, and I'm not going to get that from a takeaway. So, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, that was the wrong thing to do. What I should have done is one of two things. One, I should have had a protein-heavy meal before leaving on Friday. And otherwise, I should have looked to see if the place they were ordering from did like a veggie chicken burger or a veggie something protein based, and just gone, do you know what? It's protein. It'll be fine. I didn't do any of those things. So there's me, 200 grams of protein a day, boy, still suffering, still struggling, going into Friday, back end of the week, going into Saturday, worst day of the week. Body is always broken by Saturday, but hey, all I've got to do is a run, a climb, and a workout, and I'm finished for the week. Rest day on Sunday. I woke up Saturday morning and I was looking to see if I could get the license plate of the truck that hit me. I was like, just so I'm aware, did somebody take me and tie me to the train tracks last night and run me over with several trains? What the actual... It took me a while to work it out. This is me being not the smartest human being in the world, going, what happened? And like, obviously, I'm saying this as a phrase. Oh, where's the number of the truck that hit me? Oh, I feel like I've been hit by a train. Blah blah blah. What I'm saying is, I genuinely thought something had happened. I'm like replaying stuff. I'm like, did I get up in the night and I've been sleepwalking and I've run into a wall or something? I hurt. I was saying to people, everything from the nipples up was seized. And then it started dawning on me. 200 grams of protein a day, sometimes more, sometimes just about, but mostly in that area. To then go to not Like, I don't think I'll have even grazed 100 grams on Friday. Saturday morning, I leave the house. I'm walking the dog like, I don't think I can do this. Knowing that I've got a run in front of me and a climb and a workout, I'm like, I might have to tap out. Which one of these can I drop right now? Can I drop the run? And, like I say, this is what I was talking about before. I was like, sometimes I'm like, I'm not doing enough. Like, can I drop the run? Well, no, I need to go and get parked. And to get parked in time to get a parking space, I need to be there 45 minutes before it opens. Fuck am I going to do for 45 minutes if I don't go for a run? So that doesn't make any sense. Well, I'm absolutely not missing out on the climbing. Brand new climbing. Saturday. Maybe I can skip the workout. Yeah, but working out's the daddy, innit? It's like, well, I guess that answers that then. And off I set about my day. My messed up body was not happy. Sunday, rest day, and I was like, honestly, I'm going to rest aggressively. I want less than 10,000 steps. I want barely moving. I like, maybe I'll throw a yoga at this bitch, whatever. I don't know. I need something. Admittedly, it did seem to have the desired effect. But right now, the arm hurts. Getting a little concerned. Not gonna lie, getting a little concerned about this arm pain. It's weird. Maybe it was just because I was leaning on it. I don't know. Something I've been secretly hoping for quite some time has finally happened. And I don't know how I feel about it. I've lost a lot of weight. I think we can all agree with that. That's just fact at this point in time. At my lowest weight, I lost 16 stone. I put a little bit of that back on, but that is kind of intentional. I had some people saying I looked unwell. So I was like, well, that's not the idea. That's not the goal. That wasn't the intention. And for some of my fitness goals, I think I'd maybe gone a little too far. So I'm trying to bring a couple of things back, get a little bit more healthy looking, like I'm not unwell. So yeah, I lost a lot of weight, and I don't know if I've mentioned this previously, but I've been recently made aware. There's let's put it this way: there's another dad who has recently lost a lot of weight. I think I spoke about this on a podcast a little while ago. And when asked, they revealed that they had done it through weight loss drugs. And I was like, that feels like it could be a detriment to me, because I wonder if people look at me and they're like, it'll be the old Ozempic, or the other ones, Mounjaro. And it wasn't. I did it in a even worse way, even less healthy, and just starved myself. So, when these drugs are so readily available, and etc., you kind of feel like, well, it's easy for people now, but it isn't. So part of me was like, one day somebody might say, hey, you lost a lot of weight. Can you give me any advice? I'm trying to lose a bit of weight. And I would be filled. All the insides would be filled with the joy of knowing that I could help another person. I see people all the time, and I want to go to them and be like, I could help you. I want to help you. You look like you're having a bit of a tough time, and you look like you could do with some help, and I would happily, I could help you. You just have to, believe, brother, sister. That reminds me of something that happened this morning, and yeah. So, somebody finally reached out. Hey, you've lost a shit ton of weight. What do you do about this? And I was like, oh, it's finally happened. It's finally happened. I can't believe it. It's finally happened. I'm so excited. Somebody has come to me, and because let's face it, I'm going to be real right now. Somebody has basically come to me and gone, you've done the hard work. Tell me how to make it easy. And I was like, I am here for you, my friend. Let's get into it. And we did. And the whole time I was like, you are not going to follow a single piece of this advice. I don't know why you even bothered contacting me. But that wasn't the important thing. I gave, 50, 60, 70% of information. Because I didn't know if I was wasting my time. So I was like, look, what are you doing about this? What are you doing about that? What are you doing about the other? They were like, I'm doing this, and this. I was like, cool. I was like, what are you doing about, like, when you're eating, what are you doing about this and this and this? And they were like, oh, it's a bit of this, bit of that. I was like, well, there you go. That's ultimately the first thing you should be focusing on. Make a couple of quick and easy changes there. There's loads of stuff that you can do. There's a lot more fun these days than it used to be. And take it from there. As for, exercise, look to do this, and this, but realistically you should be looking to do this. I know that's probably not high up on your list, but it is the absolute best way to achieve the thing you want to achieve, so maybe consider it. So it's a weird goal to set. Like, I can't even begin to express how much of my time each week I dedicate to learning in all forms: book, podcast, YouTube video, information on the internet, and other mediums about health and fitness. Which seems strange for a man who has, done the opposite for so long. But they're the best candidates. Somebody who's lived it, been through it, seen all the struggles, the ups and the downs. Surely they are the one type of person that you go, they probably get it. Like, if you've seen somebody who's like incredibly overweight and then they've lost all or a lot of the weight, there's something to be said for that, especially if you've been overweight yourself and know just how difficult it is, just the amount of determination. A friend of mine has done very much, very similar to what I've done, has lost an absolute shed load of weight. Looks amazing for it, looks so good for it, has managed to reverse a couple of medical issues off the back. Just incredible work. And you're like, I am genuinely proud of you as a person, because I know those struggles, and I like you as a person, and I like the fact that we get to spend time with each other, because if either of us had kept going the way we were going, we probably wouldn't be here right now. So there's that side of things. I think it's time to write a leaflet. I was going to say book, but know your limits and all that. I know what you're thinking. Hey, you were like, I lost a weekend. What did you lose a weekend to? Well, glad you asked. I am currently sat at some of the fruits of my labour right now. new PC setup brings with it other new things, apparently. I was asked today, just how much have you spent on your new PC? And I was like, that is a loaded question. Because it isn't just a PC. They were like, yeah, well, the base part of it is the PC. What else? I was like, a fan for the PC. Bought the expensive one. Mouse and keyboard for the OG PC. New monitor. Some cables that I apparently didn't actually need in the end. Oh yeah, a new desk. So, you know how every week I start this podcast with these fucking cables are fucking in the way, and I'm fucking sick and tired of fucking sitting here and fuck this and fuck that. Honestly, I could swing one of the cats in this space right now, and I don't think I'd hit anything. It's incredible. The desk system that has been employed is bigger and smaller all at the same time. It's provided a wild amount of space. Hang on a minute. I've just discovered a shelf. It doesn't have anything on it. Wait a minute. That's actually a really good point. That shelf doesn't have anything on it. Where's the fucking... See, this is the problem. I've got drawers now, by the way. I'm frequently reminded that this isn't my desk. Where's the blinking... Oh, wait. I can feel it. Can't get the drawer open wide enough. There she is. There she blows. No, not like that. I'm going to say that cable's not that long. Bloody hell. Right, there. That is supposed to be there. And it's supposed to be plugged in there. It's going to make a noise now, by the way. I didn't make a noise, mostly because I don't have the speakers turned on. Brilliant. Okay. Oh, panic over. I was panicked because I need that very shortly. So, you know. Yes, I lost my weekend building a new desk, moving old desk, setting up my daughter's bedroom with a desk. Honestly, she is having absolute kittens at the fact that she's got a desk in her bedroom. I said to Leanne, I was like, do you remember when you were a kid and you got a desk? And it was the greatest thing ever. And you'd tell people you were getting a desk, and it had drawers, and it had a space for you to do all your work, and you could even do your homework, and you'd do a drawing, and blah, blah, blah. It was the best. And then you got a desk and you went, I hate this fucking desk, because you felt like you were chained to it. So yeah, she was having a great time sorting her desk yesterday. I was having a great time. And when I say great time, read into it exactly what you know I mean by that. I was having a time setting up all the new system. New monitor, old monitor, new PC, and so on and so on and so on. And yeah, here we are, talking to you right now on the new setup. Do I regret my decision? Yeah, I do. However, the price of the PC's gone up about £500 since I bought it, so there's that. And every single time I code a podcast, I go, I fucking love this PC so fast. Now I know what you're thinking. You spent all that money on a PC to code a podcast? No, silly. I bought it to buy more computer games I'll never play. See previous comment. Yeah, it's a longer conversation than I think you want to get into. I don't think you want to invest time in this conversation, so I'm going to save you from it. There's a lot I could talk about right now to do with this whole thing. How I'm never going to leave the house for the rest of the year because can't afford to, etc. I had a conversation about money. Something I think it was like something about chocolate. Long story, doesn't matter. Do you remember the last week? If you listened to last week, I think it was last week. I spoke about helping people, paying it forward, and how when you help somebody, you feel good. They obviously feel good. They get something out of it. You get something out of it. Everybody gets something out of it, and everybody's better off. And having helped someone, and feeling the benefits of helping someone, I was a bit like, I'm going to look for opportunities like that in the future. I like a mid-range. If somebody's like, oh, could you do this? I'd be like, yes, good. But I don't want, can you donate a leg to me? A little bit mid-range. Ultimately, what I'm saying is, as long as it doesn't put me out too much. I witnessed somebody being asked for help today, and I just wanted to turn around and go, you are absolutely not doing that. The way they were asked, it was like, oh, I thought you might be interested in this. And they were literally like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to have the time. I don't know if I'm going to have the time for that. And they were like, well, it's on these dates. And they were like, yeah, I'm definitely busy. I'm definitely busy on one of those dates. And I'm sat like, oh, shit, the bed. The other person, admittedly, did not seem to catch on. So the other person was like, okay, well, what I could do is I could send you the details. And they were like, uh-huh. I mean, I can have a look at them. I'm like, you're not doing that. So, since I helped someone, and there's been many studies in the past done about what it's like for you as an individual to help someone else. So I'm not the first person to come across this, but I was keeping my eyes peeled for an opportunity. And then an opportunity presented itself by arriving on my doorstep. Ever feel like the world's sending you a message, or the universe is sending you a message? I am in my kitchen. There is a knock at the door. I'm like, can somebody answer the door? I'm busy. I was doing a job. The door opens and a conversation ensues. Hi, I don't know. I can't really hear it, but I'm aware that there's, like, when anybody starts with hi, they want something. Whether they're trying to sell you something or they want... I remember a situation from about 20 years ago where somebody turned up on the doorstep and just asked for money. And Leanne was like, I mean, I don't really want to do that. And they were like, yeah, but, come on. And she was like, okay. It was a lot more elaborate than that. I boiled it down to its basics. So there's a conversation going on. I know that somebody's asking something. I'm a bit like, Which point Leanne spins round and she's like, are you able to help this young man? And I went, oh, it's happening. It's happening again. And I span and I was like, what with? He needs help jumping his car. Jump starting his car. And I was saying, we've been having problems with ours recently, and we've been in a situation where we thought we were going to have to jump ours. So, it's nice to be able to. I was like, yes, I'm there. Let me just do this, and I'll put my shoes on. Young lad, student. He's like, I had to jump it twice yesterday. I think there was, like Liam was saying, that there was some sort of like a DPD van had tried to help, and I don't think it was able to. I think they're electric these days, and I'm pretty sure that electric vehicles have got some kind of fail-safe that, you can't do things with the battery. I think there's something about, sure, it's something to do with, siphoning the power off, they don't want you to do that sort of thing. So, I wonder if I turn that off. That's just sat there right now. Does it affect the mouse disappear? Anyway, not a conversation for now. So I'm like, yes, I'm coming. I run out. The guy's like, he's super appreciative, super whatever. The whole time I'm like, I hope he knows how to do this, because I had to YouTube video it and don't remember, and it's been a few years since I've done it. I did it at college, so I hope this guy knows. I was like, he's jumped a car twice in the last day, so he's like, oh, I just need to get it started so I can take it to get it sorted. I was like, yeah, sure, no worries, whatever. I get in the car, I drive over the road, pull up, and I'm like, right, here you go. I pop the bonnet. I was like, is that close enough? He was like, yep, that's close enough. I was like, have at it, young'un, have at it. And he, battery, or he was already connected, so he just connected to ours. He gave it a try, nothing. I was like, shall I start my car? He was like, oh, right, yeah. Gave it a try, nothing. Gave the cables a bit of a wiggle and a jiggle. Tried again. Fired up straight away. Not even like it was trying to, just fired straight up. He was like, oh, that's great, that's amazing. Really appreciative, really sort of happy. I was like, hey, I know, like my partner was saying, we know what it's like. We've been in this situation in the last sort of couple of weeks, so absolutely no problem. He was like, he just kept saying, thank you, appreciated it, and all that. I got back in the car. I was buzzing. I was absolutely buzzing. I was like, I helped someone. This is what it was about. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. I felt good. Not like, it wasn't over the top, but I was like, I helped another human being. Reversed the car back on drive, went into the house. I was like, did you get started? I was like, yeah. She thanked me. I'm like, you don't thank me, but whatever. I was like, she was like, it's good that you were able to help that young man. And I was like, that's what we used to do in the 80s. In the 80s, people's cars didn't start left, right, and centre. People's cars in the winter weren't starting for anything. Because she was like, it's interesting that he's just like gone and knocked on people's door. Our neighbour was coming out to help him. And our neighbour's like an older gentleman. And I was like, you leave it, he'll go and do it. I'm like, all right. I was like, but that's what we used to do in the 80s. Everybody was like, oh, can you help me jump the car? It won't start and all this. I remember like push starting cars. You would push cars down the street to try and get them started. I remember that was a thing. So I was like, well, way back when, that's what people used to do. They just knock on somebody's door. Can you help me jump my car? I was like, that's what we should be able to do. So I felt good. I felt like I'd done a thing. That's 2 in 2 weeks. 2 weekends, 2 good deeds. I heard somebody talking about good deeds today, and I was like, yeah. Now I'm like, so I heard somebody say something about a volunteering thing, and I was like, ooh, talk to me. And when they started going through it, I was like, oh my God, that sounds absolutely like my thing. Get me involved. So yeah, I'm out there doing it. I don't know what's gone wrong here, ladies and gentlemen, but I watched a movie this week, and brace yourselves, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. But before we get there, let's talk some TV. We were watching Barry on Now TV. And Barry on Now TV had a message pop up that said, you have got 7 days to watch this. And we thought it was maybe the series that we were on. We had 1 episode to go of series 3. We thought we were fine. Turns out, no, it was the whole thing. So we tried to binge as much as we could, but we could only do so much. So we watched series 3, episode 8, which was the last episode. moving swiftly on to series 4, episodes 1, 2, and 3, and that was all she wrote. I'm afraid we did not get it finished. Looking into how we might go about getting it finished, yeah, it's going to be expensive, and neither of us are really in that kind of, yes, let's pay for something that we were watching for almost free. So, do you know something? I have completely neglected to write something down. Me and Leon watched Skyscraper Live. Alex Honnold climbing Taipei 101, one of the world's tallest skyscrapers, without ropes or any assistance, anything that would assist. He just did it without any help, I guess, equipment, whatever you want to call it, climbing shoes and some chalk. Took him 90 minutes. I think he hammed it up a little bit. I don't think he really struggled all that much. He commented on the wind and the heat and things like that, but ultimately got it done, looked quite comfortable. And weirdly, Leon was like, should we watch the Royal Rumble? I'm like, oh, okay. So we watched the first match of the Royal Rumble, the Women's Royal Rumble, and it was really good. However, I moved on to, because I finished Creature Commandos and I was watching that on Now TV, I had a little look and found another series that I was like, oh man, that's on my list. So I've watched the first episode of the Watchmen TV series. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. You kind of in that weird kind of, when is this set? How is it set? What is the setting for this world that they're doing? It's a little out of whack to other, like the real world, I would say. I know that in Watchmen they changed history, which allowed them the opportunity to do a variety of other things and different things and things that, whatever. But I wasn't sure how that impacted like the real world or the world of the Watchmen type thing. I don't feel like I can talk about it. There's a race element, shall we say? It feels like the race, the way race and racism is viewed in our society is the opposite. It feels that way. It feels like it's the opposite in this world that they've created. It is set after the movie. Or the book, if comic book, if you want to go that route, because things are mentioned and referenced from the movie and stuff, but there doesn't appear to be any major connection in a lot of ways. Rorschach's been mentioned, Dr. Manhattan's been mentioned, but just in passing. I did start the second episode this evening, but like the first few minutes, and the first few minutes also had a recap, which I could have done without, but whatever. I was on the treadmill. It didn't massively affect me. It's good. It's enjoyable. I think they've killed a character off in the first episode. Spoilers, by the way. I'm not going to tell you which character, so I think they've killed a character off in the first episode, which seems odd for the actor they've got playing that character. Because I'm like, that person is a big actor. Have you really killed them off in the first episode? And then you go, that doesn't make a lot of sense. But they do seem to be no longer with us. Anyway. The other thing me and Leanne, I put on the first 2 episodes of Freebird this evening. Leanne happily slept through a lot of it. It's one of those things. I don't really know how to go about saying this without sort of getting right into the weeds. I am a fan of people. I follow people. I get invested in people for a variety of different reasons. I love stand-up comedians. And that I think everybody has, those people that they're like, oh, I like that person, or I follow that person, or I support that person. If you take into the sort of, Bert Kreischer's probably up there as one of my favourite stand-up comedians. Tom Segura, Bill Burr, and then you kind of drop down like a level, a tier, people that I sort of enjoy in passing. What I will say is, stand-up comedians seem to run for X amount of time, and then they generally hit a quite large controversy. Some of them hit like a speed bump on the way and then have like a really big thing. And others go straight to the big thing. So, a lot of the times you follow someone for a long time and then ultimately you're like, shit. Now I've got to stop following that person. Obviously, if you look at people like Jimmy Carr, who was living a great time, having a wonderful time out there in the stand-up comedy world, and then somebody mentioned taxes and it all went wrong. And I feel that he's probably sort of come back from that, redeemed himself. I've sort of dipped back into some of his comedy recently, and it's good. The issue was never the comedy, so what I will say is this: Bill Burr recently had a rather substantial issue with doing a gig in a country that people would probably prefer he didn't. I believe that Tom Segura may or may not have also done a gig in that country. However, it would appear that Tom is making a bit more of a move away from comedy, a bit more towards films and TV and things like that, because that was always the thing he wanted to do. But it is kind of leaving all of those fans behind. There's been a lot of talk about doing less podcasts, doing less stand-up, whether that comes from him or other people. It's a bit... Speaking personally, it's a bit of a tough pill to swallow when you're like, I supported you all this time and now you're just sort of ditching us or leaving us or whatever. And that's just me personally with my personal issues with abandonment. For Bert, Bert is talking a lot at the moment about just cutting back on podcasts, mostly cutting back on visibility and this, that, and the other. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is sort of a few of the things that have been going on recently have put me off quite a bit. There's an aspect and an element of, like I was just saying, when you support people, it's like a betrayal. So when Tom Segura released a new stand-up special, I didn't rush to watch it day one. And when Bert released a TV series, didn't rush to watch that either. Problem you've got is, when these things are out there in the world, they start getting X amount of traction. And when they start falling into different circles where people are like, hey, this isn't normally my thing, but this was great, you kind of like, maybe I am missing out. And it's definitely on my watch list, but I'll get to it, but maybe not anytime soon, kind of thing. So then you're like, maybe I should bump it up the watch list. reached the point where I was like, fuck it, it needs doing. I was very clear with Leanne. I was like, if you're not going to watch it, I'm going to watch it on my own. I need to get it done. I'm pretty sure it's like 6 episodes. And like any good woman, she should have said, you crack on and watch it. But no. Had to wait and wait. Because, she wasn't ready to sleep through the episodes just yet. Anyway, 2 episodes of 6 down. First episode was fine, was chugging along. I will say this, some terrible casting choices in this TV show. One of the daughters, incredible casting. The other daughter, terrible casting. Honestly, it bothers me. It's that bad. Like whenever there's like actor, I guess it's actor these days. Whenever they're on, I'm like, you were badly cast. The woman who's playing Leanne is okay. She's all right. Sometimes she gets it, sometimes she doesn't. But yeah, it's workable. The thing that surprises me, having gone from like The Machine to this, the thing that surprises me is Bert's pretty good at it. First episode was mulling along, mooching along, just trundling along, fine. It was fine. Got to the end of the first episode, and there's like Bert doing stand-up at the end. So it's like stand-up that he's not used because it's like episode-specific stand-up. And it was chef's kiss stand-up. I was howling. We jump into episode 2, and episode 2 is... it kind of carries the momentum from the end of episode 1 straight into the second episode. And I was like, this is good. I'm digging this. This is good. I'm enjoying it. Somebody mentioned a movie, and that somebody was me. I watched a movie. Again, another one that Leanne suggested that she may watch. Yeah, turns out May, that might have been when she was planning on watching it, I don't know. She did not watch Mickey 17. I've had it since Christmas. I got it on the cheap in the like Christmas sales sort of thing, and it's just been sat there waiting for me to watch it. And I really did want to watch it. I wanted to watch it. I was really geared up for it. Something I will say about this film, if anybody has seen a trailer for this movie, ignore it. The trailers really don't do the film justice. The trailer's like, here's a rough approximation of what this film's about, whilst leaving out some fairly key things. Robert Pattinson, not doing his Batman impression, which is fine. Playing... I think the word would be simple. Playing a sort of simple character. He's very down the line, very sort of, he seems nice, all this sort of stuff. He is signs up to be an expendable, goes on a space exploration. Basically, short version is, if you die, they'll print a new one. Spoilers, he dies 16 times, and he is Mickey 17, hence the name. It's all about sort of going out to a new planet and colonizing a new planet, and all the weird, wacky, and fun things that happen. Like I say, dying 16 times. Mark Ruffalo is in it. I will say this. I will allude to this. I believe that Mark Ruffalo was playing what is one of his least favourite humans as the character he played. Yeah, I do wonder how much they tried to push his look, I think I would say. He was also great in it. his wife, I can't think of her name. She was very good. Just a lot of like some, I would say, kind of unknowns in a way. I can't tell you a single thing I've seen the female lead in. The other female in it, I'm like, I feel like I've seen you in something. I could look them all up now on, my second screen. That's part of the reason of having it. But let's keep some mystery going, shall we? You look it up and send me a message and tell me. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of like really sort of nice sort of elements to it. It was it's directed by an Oscar-winning director of Parasite, amongst other things. He was really good. I really enjoyed it. I was kind of like, I came back and I said to Lan, I was like, you've really missed out not watching this film. It's really good. It's really enjoyable. She was like, oh, well, maybe one time when you watch it again. I was like, I'm prepared to watch it again now. That's how much I enjoyed it. I'll watch it now so that you can see it. It was great. I loved it. We need to talk about computer games. I'm struggling. And honestly, there's a part of me thinks that it's because I've got too much. I've just got too much, and I can't settle on something because I've got too much. What I can tell you is this. I have soldiered on, I should probably say mercenaried on, with Deadpool VR. It's pretty bad. It's really bad. This is the truest definition of the ball being dropped when it comes to a computer game of a massive franchise. The Deadpool name, the Marvel name, VR, Oculus, any of those big names, to drop the ball this hard is an absolute disgrace. Anybody who is involved with the making of this game should be ashamed of themselves. It's so bad. And I'm going over the top because it's just not what I wanted. But the reason for that is that it should have been. You do not go into making a Deadpool VR game unless you are going to do it the absolute justice it deserves. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Because of just beating myself over the head with a hammer at this point in time, I've had to leave Deadpool to its own devices, and I have moved on to a game called Lone Echo. Lone Echo is an award-winning VR game. It has a sequel at this point in time. I picked it up very cheap in the sale. I've been looking for it for a long time and never been able to find it. And it was a Google search that led me to the error of my ways, which was I wasn't looking on the right platform. It's an old, I want to say Rift game. Like basically whatever it was that came before the Oculus. It was on there. And to search for those sorts of games, you have to go into a different storefront. And I'd just not done that. So a Google search revealed where I could get it, and the fact that it was on sale, I got it reasonably cheap, and then it's just sat there since Christmas. And I was like, do you know what? Fuck this Deadpool game. I'm going to put Lone Echo on. Oh, I'm so glad I did. It is gorgeous. It's so good looking. Oh, my days. It is beautiful. Plays amazing. That yes, there is a 0G element, and you use like as time goes on, you get like thrusters which you move around, but the more effective way is to just grab surfaces. You play as like a robot, and you can sort of move around like a spaceship. There's a lot of like doing tasks and things, but it uses a lot of cool VR tricks, which are nice. Just an absolute breath of fresh air when dealing with a game that should have been better. I've only played sort of, I don't know, first hour maybe, but it is an absolute chef's kiss so far. Finally, the other issue I've got is I'm playing Ghost of Yoti. Very quick to review the so far on this is quite simple. Ghost of Tsushima was a masterpiece, an absolute masterpiece. And Ghost of Yoti isn't. Because it's not any better. And because it's not any better, it kind of makes it worse. Like, the stuff I've been doing recently, I've gone to a new area. I had to travel there by boat. So I get on a boat and I go to a new area. And I get to the new area. Now, this is a woman hell-bent on revenge. Absolutely hell-bent on revenge. Nothing is going to stop her revenge. Apart from a million side quests. Just so many things else to do other than, hunting down the people that killed you and your family. I know I said you, but yep, check it out. It's very disjointed. It also has it's sort of really leaned into the climbing element of games like this, and it is bordering on the second Jedi. Was it Jedi Survivor? Yeah, Jedi Survivor, which was fucking awful. There's a fucking game that is the fucking worst. Not much is thrilling me about it. It's fine. It's fine. I enjoy playing it. I like doing let's have a sword fight and not that one. No. Let's have a sword fight and let's do this, and you can sneak into the camp if you want to, and let's go here and do this. My biggest issue at the moment is that I find that most computer games are just wasting my motherfucking time. And I believe that they're designed that way. And I don't know why, but it's annoying. And I wish they'd stop. So, yeah. I need to settle on some other stuff. Yeah, I've got like a pile of VR things that I'm not playing at the moment, which I need to get through. I've got a big pile of computer games that I need to play and get through, which is partially the reason that I just can't seem to settle on one, because I feel like I'm wasting my time. And I think what I've realized is it's all Kronos' fault. So, yeah, there we go. And speaking of there we go, that is the end of the podcast. If you stuck it out this long, big thank you. Don't forget, if you need to reach out, reach out. But yeah, until next time, I will catch you then. So there you go, what do you think, Tap? Another one done, another one gone. Big thank you for watching, big thank you for listening, big thank you for being here. Before you leave us, please do consider like, share, subscribe and comment. Leave a review, I can leave a review. Check out the website, thecookiecast.com. There we have social media links and an email button. That way you can get in touch with us. That is it for this one. Until next time, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then.
Thank you for listening to this episode of CookieCast.